sense.
Get into today's video, I want to remind you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Also, go down into the description below, and if you'd like a free advertising trial with Hometown Dumpster Rentals or Hometown Junk Removal, there's a 1-month free trial down below in the description, good until April of 2022. Try it out. We love them, and they're offering you guys a deal, basically a deal of a lifetime. The other thing I'd like to tell you is down in the description, if you'd like to try our software, Docket, there's a link to a free trial of that also down there for all you dumpster guys. Let's get into the video. What is up, everybody? It is Life's Apprentice. Today we're going to be doing a video about how to find dumps, landfills, and transfer stations for your dumpster business. Now, just about every area in the entire country is going to have some sort of dump, landfill, or transfer station. Some of them are going to be a little bit easier to find than others. Our main one is a county one, so it's open to the public and pretty much anybody can go there, and it is a transfer station. It's a decommissioned landfill, but it's still a transfer station. North of us we have a landfill that is also county owned, but logistically it really doesn't make sense for us to go there. Now, if you guys are out looking for dumps, landfills, and transfer stations, your landfills are generally going to be the cheapest to dump at. Your transfer stations are generally going to be more expensive, because with the transfer station, the trash has to be transferred from the transfer station to the landfill. So you're going to be paying a little bit of a premium for that. So the first thing you're going to want to look into is city dumps or county dumps. And you're going to want to make sure that they allow commercial dumping. And you may or may not have to set up an account with these places. We do have an account at our county land or transfer station, but it is not required. We do it for just the ease and speed of not having to wait in lines and stuff like that. But every dump transfer station is going to be different. The next thing you need to do is you're going to have to look around for, most transfer stations are going to be private. Most of them are going to require you to set up a commercial account and show proof of your business. So, for example, we have several transfer stations. Some are actually owned by our competitors. So you have the big names. At least up here you have Republic, GFL, Waste Management, Advanced Disposal, things like that. Well, all of those guys are in the logistics business, believe it or not. They're in the trash business, but they're in the logistics business. So they are setting up and owning and operating transfer stations throughout different counties and different towns and stuff like that, so that they can keep their drivers picking up trash versus driving back and forth to the dump. One thing I would recommend if you're looking for transfer stations like that in your area is you really just need to make some phone calls. You need to call around the bigger companies, find out if they have transfer stations, if they're open, and if you can get an account set up there. If you can get an account set up there, they're going to require you to either you're going to have a card on file, or they will invoice you every month, or they're going to have all sorts of different requirements. The next thing you can do if you're unsure is call around to other competitors and find out where they are dumping their trash. Now, it might be kind of awkward and sound silly to call your competitors and ask them, but in most cases, even people call us, homeowners and stuff like that, and want to know where to dump stuff. They're going to tell you. But you're going to want to call them for several reasons. You're going to want to call them, find out where they dump, and if they tell you where they're dumping, if it's a public landfill or county owned or state, city owned, you can figure that out pretty easily. And when you call them, if they tell you that, also ask them if they have their own transfer stations that you could possibly use. We have several landfills, several transfer stations throughout our dumpster area that we can use, And if you're servicing a larger area, it's nice to have, dumps and landfills in different spots, because logistically it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money. Next thing you guys are going to want to think about is pricing, as far as dump, landfill, transfer station. Like I said earlier in the video, your dumps and landfills are generally going to be the cheapest. We pay anywhere from like $52 a ton to up to $75 or $80 a ton, depending on the dump or landfill or transfer station that we're going to. From what I've gathered around the country, that $40 to $100 a ton is going to be pretty much your average. Unless you're in a really, really big city, you may have to pay more. But these are all things you want to keep in mind to keep profits within your dumpster business. We have one particular transfer station that is super, super convenient for us that we do not use. And the reason behind that is because they have a minimum. So when you go in there, you're paying a 2-ton minimum, plus, I forget exactly how it works, but basically for a 2-ton load, we would be paying, basically for a 1-ton load, we would be paying about $120. Now, it would save us a lot of driving and a lot of time to use this particular transfer station, but at $120 for 1 ton, and say it's like $150 for 2 tons, we can go other places and save ourselves a lot of money, potentially $50 a dumpster. So everyone's going to have, some people are going to have to pay by the yard, some people are going to have to pay by the ton, some places are going to have minimums, some places are not going to have minimums. Keep that in mind when you're pricing out transfer stations, dumps, and landfills for your business. Make sure that you dig into all those little details, because some of these privately owned transfer stations they're going to get you. So make sure that it's priced in with your dumpster rental. Make sure that you know what it's going to cost for 1 ton, 2 ton, 3 ton, 4 ton, 5 ton every time you go to the dump, landfill, or transfer station, because it's going to make a big difference at the end of the year, your bottom line. I think that is pretty much it. You really just need to make some phone calls, knock on some doors. That's the moral of most things in business. If you don't know, do some research, look on Google, and try to figure it out. Some of your big county and city ones are going to show up and be easier to find. Some of these private transfer stations and landfills, there are private landfills as well. They're going to be a little bit harder to find because they're not open to the public, and most people don't know they're there until you need them. There are several that we use that we would have never known that they were there unless we did the research and went out and found them. So I suppose that's it. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.